So, certain excerpts of this were going to be turned into a song, but I'd like you all to keep your ears intact. Quest for the King of the Mighty Walking Steps. An elegy for my Uncle Mark with consoling words for my father and aunt. Mother dear, father dear, I have returned. I imagine he would say in an amplified echo between Frederick's Elysian golf field and Betty's ranch of ageless horses. He would rejoice with them as the outstanding firstborn after booming post-war parties, standing upright and welcoming the feelings of motion in his curious toes and fingers of peace. After decades of waiting, he shapeshifts into the Loyola athlete, the runner of every track. Beckoning Lake Michigan's arms reinstate dampness and body temperature. Goosebumps have risen again. Light all the fires and make them infernos. Spread pyrocontagion in the beacons, for he is back to letting his nubile body brush the docile grass blades, tickle his fancy limbs that have gone out on limbs. Let the sound of his favorite tunes blast on this day of elation to celebrate his illustrated life. How you waded in the pools of red hots and sub-zero blues, a co-ed team of wailing the most refined sounds through southern and delta guitars and harmonicas to the electricity of Chicago's voltage, yet the mere sight of a harmonica's presence widened your eyes like a visit from the macabre-filled beyond. Thank you, Father, 21st century jester of cardiac-themed pranks. Witnessing every Motown act in your high school gymnasium, the bangs of revolution happen before your jaw-dropped face. Sing the Beatles and Four Seasons live, happy-go-lucky rivals in their prime. Your multimedia yarns always left me in envious castles of philosophy. I thank you from the bottom of this microscopic beating heart for being the journal of flesh when my parchment and ebony ink ran empty. Personal doubts and confessions reverberated off one another like radar in amnesia worlds, and we would share the latest Earth sightings, and we would guffaw awkwardly about our volcanic roller coaster love lives, yearning for some sort of silver lining. You Civil War bibliophile, preserver of liberty that we strive to maintain at all costs. You fanatic of infant bears, blue bipeds running across a field with crowds roaring into the sporting arena. After 108 years, success, curse has ceased. Your reign of prideful independence poured down on me with the metal tears with buffered and shined luster. You watched and waited as my evolution came full circle and back to this planet. Your archive of writings kept neatly in locations my other self was unaware of. How you wrote ever so beautifully. You master of the craft of calligraphy. You prophet of comedic fake dates on the news. You laugher of life and warrior for the infinite lifetimes. Obsessed with the commonalities of Kennedy and Lincoln. Fascinating links missing in chains of command. A second father to me in a perilous world where particular individuals have none. I am a thankful nephew and scribe, immortalizing your existence on these pages and through the mouths of family and allies on this nation, through the mouths of celebrity occupants in your beloved Hollywood. Through Venice Beach we roamed, through Los Angeles, your newfangled haven, we would be the street market goblins of harmless mischief. 2:55 on a flying November afternoon, you slipped from our midst in an unexpected fashion. You were the voice of reason, the general of moral authority, king of the mighty walking steps, knight of the spherical table. You faded too soon in a rapid duration. With this voice, I had many unanswered mysteries. With these hands, I contained unused embraces. Always the bringer of comfort, deliverer of truths we required, teeming with your classic dosage of honesty and plateaus of inner light encouragement. Grandfather would have immense bouts of proud love for your fight. You lost no horrific battles. You lost no futile wars. You won the hearts of many. You won the people's mason jar of respect. 'Twas awarded to you the moment you entered the next outer plane. To the sister he loved and confided in, fear not life's turbulent obstacles, for he will always be at your side as any form he wishes to transform into at the time of precision. His words of reassurance, the level of auditory comfort, absorbed by your heavy heart, the village of emotion. Deliberately chosen to be your bodyguard, he daren't let any visible form of negativity stroke your cheek in acts of question. He thanks you and sings praises to you in Hawaiian tongues, a tribute to every service in his favor. Stroll by his side one last time. To the brother he loved and confided in, always proud to call you kin and boasted of every accomplishment and milestone award. You were the center of topic among the stars, constellation of Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, symbolic loyalty between your chainless bond, a brotherhood of man viewing you grow into the topsy-turvy realm of manhood as a brother with your mind of practicality and logic. Looking after your well-being from afar, he was always one step beside you. Your space was his not-so-brief history of time. He is nothing less than grateful for every note of documentation you took, every detail upon moment with selfless imaginative possibilities. Stroll by his side one last time. Pain carries no set of credentials and therefore is forbidden to pass. Fear has entered the gateway, corroded from maturity, but never reaches the breaking point. The old man's clock has spoken, you warrior, rebel, cinematic master. Now retire to the mattress of satin. Float along rivers that flowed before sundials were utilized, and the artwork on French cavern canvases depicted the history of ancestry. How you valued history and its archaic sacred nuggets of wisdom. Your aching to learn never skipped a single generation during this lifetime. Send me telegrams from your next and latest adventure with your goddess. Kiss her goodnight for me, and let us toast to your freedom and blissful millennia to come. Freedom, dearest uncle of this cosmos, you are released into the youthful wild. You will suffer no more, you will struggle no more. No longer enslaved to contraptions as a prisoner of the body, utopian paradise as you envisioned it awaits your strength and presence. Awaken! You have awakened again.